was like a fucking compound of like metal buildings. Everything's metal, the metal roofs, metal buildings. He's a landscaper, owns a landscape company. This brother could dig a hole. Seen him dig a hole, David. Holy
What?
fuck. And I was thinking, David, I said, how the fuck did he figure out how to be a millionaire before I did?
Jamaica.
Clearly.
I think there's something. Was he born here?
Must be. He had an accent, David. And he was very dark.
Well, there's dark people here with accents. I
He looked like pre-black, pre-American black, David. Clearly, it's black before he became America.
Dude, there's something about.
Probably doesn't say the N-word, you know. I wonder if that's a thing.
I don't know. There's something about like I don't know what you call them, like first generation or second generation immigrant. Like there's something about fresh immigrants that lived in their other country long enough to be like, fuck this. And then when they get there, they are like fucking, they hit the ground fucking running. It's the
They're like,
comfort
fuck
thing.
yes.
We've kind of talked about this before. Like people, I've even said like, I'm kind of guilty of this, but like you'll hit a point where you're like kind of comfortable enough that you almost feel like you don't need to like just fucking keep fucking pounding.
That's why people get fat. Yeah.
And then
comfortability.
Yeah, and it's like honestly the worst thing for you. Like you're better off in the grand scheme of things, you're better off going to bed hungry every night because it's just
Do you think you're better off living in fight or flight than fucking rest and digest, David?
Yeah, 100%.
Insanity.
100%.
Insanity.
Yeah,
You're advocating for people to nervous system
not
fucking
like
fatigue.
Yeah, not complete shutdown where you feel like you just completely lost. Like homelessness isn't good. But like you should be like you're alive, you're healthy. You're like
so you should be borderline like mental breakdown that you're just doing too much shit
not
every day.
Starving to death, but like you're definitely hungry. Dude, that dude is gonna work so much harder on average.
Yes, because if he doesn't, he dies, dude.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
what you're saying.
That's the guy you need to hire. Like when people go to interview.
So what you're actually saying, debt to income ratio is a good thing because it makes people work hard.
Yeah,
you want to work harder.
To be said, like when you're hiring people, what you should do instead of asking them like what their work experience and shit is, like on your resume. Here's what I want on resumes that I'm reading over. I don't want to see like your work experience. I don't really care about that. Tell me like how much money you owe how many different people and like how many calories a day you're consuming. I think I could get a better feel for the type of worker you're going to be. I have 10 years of experience.
Any kind of Mexican accent, I'm hired.
Yeah. If you were born here, like were your parents born here?
Parents not born here? Yes, you are welcome. Grandparents not born here? You are welcome. You are 100%.
We can't be fifth generation. Like, we're starting to get a little dangerous.
Dave, to your point, I am third generation American, and they say that immigrant families, the best they do a lot of times is if the first one doesn't crack it, it's the third generation that like gets to benefit the most. And I'm third generation American for my father's family, and I agree with that. The people in the entire third generation of my family is healthier and like not better because I know my family or something, but we seem to be a little more solid than the people we came from. But that's not millionaire immigrant can dig a whole landscaping company better than everybody.
It's normally like, dude, like the first generation, like the people who came here. I'm talking
do
like
all of the work. They do all of the work.
They do all the shit work to like just barely stay afloat, and maybe.
Well, they also take all the risk. They got to come here. They might die on the way over here, depending on the year. And then they got to what? They have to find the church. They have to find where to live. They have to find they have to do all. They have to do all the legwork, and then everybody else just wakes up there.
Yeah. And then like if you're lucky, maybe by the end of it, you might get like a name for yourself and a business off the ground. And that would be like, you really killed it then. And
Yeah,
then the second
in
generation
30
comes
years.
in and they start to grow that business, and that takes time, right? And then to your point, like now the third generation is like, okay, all the groundwork's laid, the business kind of built itself up over time, and now it's me. The keys are handed over. Now I just got to run.
Yeah, and, like, not to mention that 3rd generation, has the health of the 2nd one if, like, they've lasted that long. So,
Mhm.
like, the time, the money, the income, they probably go to church or, like, have a community, right? They have multiple streams of income established by then. They're mentally healthy. They have multiple children. They have diversity. Like, they're in sports. They can afford, right? And then, yeah, they also have the story they inherit from their father that this was their grandfather. They have a sense of pride because it's only
Mhm.
he may know his grandfather. I didn't know my granddad's, but, like, you could know your grandfather, right? So you actually get the business from the man that raised you and your father together, and you get to see that, like, that's got I'm jealous of that shit for the record, like, not in a malicious way, but, I can't wait to be a grandfather. But, yeah, it's just simply, is dope. Like, it's actually, like, I was looking at it, it's just dude, he had everything, and he's a landscaper, right? So, like, all the top like, he had the way everything was separated, he had, like, path of stones, right? And the stones had 2 paths, like, there was a border that was a red, and then the inlay was, like, a golden, and it was just, like, he had all the little intrinsic things, all the fucking pebbles of a certain grade because they grade pebbles by the size of them, but you can just tell it was very methodical, like, all the shit had a spot, and, like, he was just set up to make money, and I was like, "A fucking immigrant knows this." Like, I'm being like, this dude didn't do they have a class in Africa or
No, you
Jamaica
no, fuck no. You
or
learn it, dude.
but but Dave, this is what I'm saying. Like, how the
That
fuck does this dude know this shit? This guy's a better businessman than businessmen here, and he probably floated over here on a fucking cardboard box. Like, he can't be he bare minimum has to be the same base intelligence as the average human. Like, he had rubber boots on. You know what I mean? Like, he you know what I mean? He said "fuck" like I did. Like, he literally said "fuck" every other word like I did. Like, the guy's a blue collar millionaire immigrant black Jamaican dude with an accent. And the guy he was with was they're 6'2", they're jacked and fucking tall. They're both like that. Like, and dude, and this was the other thing that was gnarly. Mind you, this is like an hour and a half away from my house, so I'm not anywhere near me. I'm by Lake
mhm.
Ontario. It's like a compound. They had fucking one of the garage bays had a big ass excavator in it, and then you look and they had rooms with double bunk beds.
Hell yeah.
And I just wondered if like this dude just brought like his whole family or a gang of people over here and they just fucking literally dig the ever living fuck out of the ground and make a fuck ton of money. And then it made sense. He didn't do it alone. You fucking idiot. How could somebody do this alone in one lifetime? Not that's not possible. Division of labor. Diverse specialized skill sets. Maybe their wives were the doing all the paperwork. This guy's really good at a hole. This guy operates the excavator. He goes get specialized. Like, that's how they do it.
Well, that's why the family unit is so powerful, which is why old school conservatives used to push for it all the time, and why elites always try to tear it down. Because,
While
like,
they
dude,
make
what can
families
you
themselves,
do?
David.
Yeah, 100%. But what can you do as like a whole family union? Like, dude, it's your own like it's literally like we've said this before. It's the smallest form of government, right? It's the
Smallest form
nuclear
of
family.
government.
But
Well,
like,
new individual, but yes,
sure,
of community, yes. Yes,
yeah.
100%.
So, like, dude, it's so powerful. There's nothing stronger than that. But like all these dudes who try to go at it alone, like those are the ones who fail.
I was the first time I actually seen actually Ty Lopez,
Mhm.
like I found him in 2018. I've actually been around long enough on his stuff to like make you think that this guy talking about money and wealth isn't that broke. You know what I mean? Unless he's being prop up. Not saying, but Ty has specifically been called a grifter, but him and Grant Cardone are the two that have lasted, I guess. Anyways, the coaches online for financing. And he was the first guy I ever heard that openly talked about needing a team and advertising it. I know it's just my experience, but when you're in sports, you know that, but you don't. I was a shitty sports player in school, David. I got real good at working with the team as we all started making money together.
Mhm.
I've shared this. I didn't give a fuck about grades or college, but you paid me, I was the best. I will outwork the best worker, you know? Weird. Um, but yeah, the whole team thing, just fighting it, resisting it, I don't know. It's just very
Well, it's always
it's
been
very apparent that you need a team, and the idea that millionaires and billionaires, you're always under this illusion as, like, where we are, that they did it alone. Like,
right,
oh,
which is crazy.
Jay-Z or, like,
Like, here, follow this logic
celebrities.
trail. Like, imagine
Jeff
thinking,
Bezos,
yeah, imagine Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or
Elon.
Grant Cardone did it alone. While everywhere you go, every business, like everywhere, all the time, like every great successful business, dude. How many times have you walked into Walmart and there's one person working?
Every
Dude,
time.
everywhere everywhere is a team of people, dude. Go into Target, there's 20 people working. Go into
I
fucking
will
Tops,
say,
there's 30
Target.
people working.
I go to Target. Yeah, I do the Target thing too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dude, anywhere you go to a car dealership. How many people are there? 50. You know, like, dude, dude, no, like, place is successful with one person. I mean, yeah, there's mom and pop shops and stuff, but I'm talking like big time, big successful stuff. Dude, fucking car manufacturers. Fucking Chrysler, but right, like fucking Toyota. Is there one person working at Toyota? It's Mr. Toyota. Like, dude, it's so obvious if you're just paying attention and looking around. All these people who try to like just go at it on their own and just hope for the best. It's you're fucking dreaming. Go
And
ahead.
you gotta wonder.
Oh,
Sorry, Dave.
you're good. You're good. I was gonna say you were like still framed.
Just make sure that my phone everything wasn't charging. Um Yeah, and you almost wonder if, like, they want you to think you do it alone so that, like, you can do all the legwork for another businessman to come and buy your restaurant that you've established for, like, half the amount of money, and you have all their customer client base.
Mhm.
That's the other thing. Cody Sanchez is her name. She's an entrepreneur online that people have called, like, a fake shill, and that she's probably fucking trust fund baby and saying to go open a business, like, Alex Hormozy's another modern one. But she said to buy a business, like take over a pizza place, take over a laundromat, take over a gas station, take over from people trying to get out, or a cleaner, like a dry cleaner service, construction company, electricity, shit like that, handyman service, because these people already have existing clients, they have the client base, and you're basically turnkeying. You already have access to all their revenue, and it's like this is shit. Like they didn't tell me this in fucking high school, dude. They give me 100 grand for student loan debt though to go be a fucking marine biologist in Florida because it's my dream. But if I tell you I want 100 grand to try to buy a gas station, which is probably gonna make more than 100 grand in a year, they say no.
Well, if you do a
But you
really good
probably
job
got the
selling
same odds
selling
of
drinks out
being
of your shop, yeah.
successful. Yeah, it's like you got the same job of being. No, dude, I heard the average gas station makes more money in fucking lottery and cigarettes than they do
Oh,
gasoline.
oh, probably.
It's
Probably,
disgusting.
especially
A,
around.
a g Dude, a gas station is all profit. How much is a bag of fucking chips
Well,
wholesale?
yeah.
Like, how
Well,
much
that's
is a bag of Lay's wholesale? I'm not saying, like, you go to the store and you see the price. Like, what the fuck if I buy directly from Lay's, how the fuck if I buy 1,000,000 bags a year, how much am I getting those bag of chips
well,
for?
I think the thing
Really?
most people don't understand is when they go to a gas station, the reason there's so much advertisements and shit to drive you inside to buy from their like little shop or whatever is because they don't make dick on the gas. It's I think the average is like 3 to 5 cents per gallon is what the gas station makes on gas. Now that's money coming in. Don't get me wrong. If somebody
5 cents is
comes
a
in,
lot, dude.
yeah, but
5-cent
but the
profit
average
over
is
a
three
whole
to five, which means there's some that do 2.
100%.
There's probably
Right.
some like some of the bigger places like around Pennsylvania, Sheets. I'm not saying they do this, but it would almost make sense for them to sell gas at a loss just to drive people to the store. Because then you're, oh my god, there's 6 cents a gallon less, and people will literally drive all over the fucking world to go get 6 cents less a gallon.
Sheets, dude, had the
And then
full
they're like,
whole
"Fucking
milk
come
chocolate
on in,
milk,
get
David.
on the get the chocolate milk from the
They
freezer, get a
had it.
we
They
sell
had it when I
beer
left your
here.
your
Hell
spot,
yeah,
dude.
get hit
The
on the touch
full whole
screen, get a
milk was so
sandwich from
thick.
us." Dude, that's where they're making their money. They don't give
The
a
sandwich
fuck
inside the
about putting the
deli looked
podcast.
dope.
Yeah.
8:30 at night, there's people back there could make me an Italian sandwich. I'm leaving Dave's house at dark.
The truth is, the reason Sheetz is so popular in Pennsylvania is because nobody else in Pennsylvania knows how to make fucking food. It's abysmal. I don't know what people are like. If all the
Nobody's there,
immigrants,
Dave.
it's crazy. And I'm
So,
not
like, if I
saying like,
just
dude,
show up
if
with
you,
like a good bar and a good restaurant, I will own Pennsylvania
yeah, 100%, dude. If
and a
if
strip club.
one pizza place from Buffalo moved to Pennsylvania, they'd be fucking billionaires, dude.
How'd you make your money? I sold pizza by the slice.
I can't believe how bad some of the food. And don't get me wrong, like, dude, if you go to Pittsburgh or Philadelphia, yeah, there's good fucking restaurants. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like 90% of bumfuck Pennsylvania, dude, there ain't shit here. There's nothing. There's like average, like, dude, you're gonna hit a once in a while. There's like oh, that place was kind of good, and I'm surprised. But like for the most part, you're going to gas stations for food. Like, what does that tell you?
It is crazy when you go to the country that you go to like a Crosby's. Like they have Crosby's has really good pizza. Like just the idea that a gas station has good pizza is like fuck, dude.
Ryan,
What an opening to the show.
the big news for the day, I would say, and I don't know what this move is.
Trump trying to
Uh,
get rid of Tulsi Gabbard because she stood up for
well,
someone.
Trump has said that. Uh,
Is that really the news? Did I nail it, David?
well, no, it kind of relates to the news. He's actually come out and he said, "Well, no, that report's bullshit." Which, who knows? He said, I like Tulsi.
Was it
I actually
leaked
like
on the
Tulsi,
fucking signal chat?
but no,
Tulsi's the greatest, hottest. I'm sorry, next hottest after Melania.
super hot Hawaiian chick.
Not as hot as AOC,
Went
but
to the military.
military trained, white hair.
Cool little
I
streak in
pissed
her
on her
hair.
in Russia. Cool cunt.
No,
Age cougar.
the news that is
Cougar.
exciting is Pam Bondi has been fired. Um,
Oh,
she has consistently been the borderline most abysmal part of the Trump administration. I mean, I would put her, Cash Patel, and Dan Bongino. They would probably be like literally 1, 2, 3 in that order as
also
the most.
fucking up Elon.
Yeah. Well, that's a disappointment in Trump, I think. But if you're looking at disappointing hires from the Trump administration, dude, it's 1, 2,
What
3.
does it
It's
be a
Bondi,
trillionaire?
Patel, and Bongino.
Sorry, dude. It's funny that Elon's gonna be a trillionaire. It can like buy Trump's whole family estate and like you know what I mean?
Dude, you know
And
how rich you have to be to make
Trump,
Trump feel poor?
that's what I'm saying. Like
Could you imagine like just fucking
like
like
he's the president, right? The most powerful man in the world. I have the nuclear codes. And Elon's like, hey man, I'm gonna blast a hole in space. And he's like, all right, Elon, I guess you can. You know,
yeah,
it's just so
it's pretty crazy. Dude, to be worth like whatever Trump's worth is, I don't know, 5 billion, 10, who
yeah,
cares?
it's pretty dope.
To be like
Pretty
worth
dope.
5 or $10 billion, and then Elon's like worth 100x that is so fucking crazy. People have no idea. You have no idea, dude. To be 100 times 100x
It's like me
somebody who's
pulling up
worth
in
a
a
dollar
jet
isn't a
and
big
you're the
deal because it's
Flash.
only $100. To be 100x somebody worth $1,000 is $100,000. Okay, that's still not a big deal. Dude, to be 100x someone worth billions of dollars is so crazy. That is such an absurd amount of wealth.
I like Elon. I just can't share power.
No, and here's the thing. This firing of Pam Bondi is so long overdue.
Do you think she's gonna release a book, David, and shit all over
No, well,
Trump?
she's I'm sure she
Why
will.
are you laughing?
No, I'm
Why?
sure she will. No, I guarantee she will release the book. But the
The
great
true
thing is
crime,
Pam
the
Bondi
disaster.
took 2X, and this is her statement after the firing. Over the next month, I will be working tirelessly to transition the office of Attorney General to the amazing Todd Blanche, who we'll get to. He's going to be a disaster too. Before moving to an important private sector role I am thrilled about, and where I will continue fighting for President Trump and the administration. Leading President Trump's historic and highly successful efforts to make America safer and more secure has been the honor of a lifetime and easily the most consequential first year of the Department of Justice in American history, not for the reasons she's saying.
It's all history. Everything's historical.
Since 2025 of February, we have secured the lowest murder rate in 125 years, secured first ever terrorism convictions against members of Antifa, shattered domestic and transitional gangs across country, taken custody of more than 90 key cartel figures, and won 24 rulings at the Supreme Court. I remain eternally grateful that President Trump placed in me to make America safe again. Now, I read
You're
that.
still fucking kids.
Well, 100%. So I read that and I think, like, okay, that's a pretty decent resume on paper. If I were to look at that, like, if I just woke up today and I didn't know anything and I read that resume, I'd be like, damn, that attorney general fucking crushed it, dude. She
Handshakes and
killed it.
high fives.
And
Yeah,
then
we're
one person would come up to me and I'd be like, "Do you see that attorney general? Did she kill the safest country in America? All the terrorism stuff." And that guy would be like, she covered a pedophile ring, right? And I'd be like, wait, what? Yeah, like she covered a whole sex trafficking ring, like giant pet with like global elites, like all of them were involved. It was
they
crazy.
cut feet off children, suck the blood right out of their
Yeah,
fucking bones.
yeah, like former
Just
presidents and CIA reps and
just
former
together.
prime
Just
ministers of Israel and MI6 members and Mossad
billionaires that
agents
taught
and
children at a school that they have no credentials to teach at. And
yeah, people and
also people that owns the schools, the places that own textbooks that write
sure, people in
history and
Congress, people from the Knesset, people from dude, like all these people, like, dude, name a elitist person. Yeah, that guy. They were in it, and she covered up for all of them. And not only did she cover up for all of them, she did it in the stupidest way possible. She said she had the files. Let's go way back. Released fake binders of the files to podcasters. By the way, where the fuck where were they to be like, what the fuck is this shit? This isn't what we were. They were all just like going along with it. I'm sure they were paid off. Great. So she did that. That was terrible. That's day one, should have been fired. But then, no,
was
she
the
keeps her job.
podcast space set up for the
Well, I don't think it was set up. If you look at like
did Biden's presidency grease them to go in on the podcast? Like, did they undervalue the space and then they used it?
well, I think Biden's. I think a lot of people, politicians, even like we saw during the election, Kamala Harris clearly wasn't interested in the podcast space, which I think is a big reason why she lost. And the Trump administration, Trump is, of course, being Trump. He can see into the future, right? He's smart enough to pick up on this stuff. He knew that was the space. So I understand the Pam Bondi releasing the fake Epstein files which was basically marketing. Let's be honest. Let's call that what it was. It was marketing for the Trump administration.
Branding, yeah.
Yeah. They're just bad at messaging though. That was
Bad at
marketing for the Trump administration.
billionaire marketer.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's
The
doing.
most successful show
Just bad
13 years in
messenger.
a row on
Yeah.
cable
Yeah, he's just
television
not
when there's
good at
no
it.
internet alternative. Just bad at
Yeah.
won the election with
Bad at
every
messaging.
metric.
Yeah,
It's
super
just
bad messaging.
popular vote, won the House, won the Senate, won the presidency,
Yeah, really bad
won
at messaging.
electorally.
Yeah.
Bad at messaging.
Yeah, they're just bad at
They
communicating.
convinced 180 million people or whatever the fuck it was to
Yeah.
like get outside and
No, they're just bad at it. Uh yeah,
Isn't
so
that
yeah.
crazy is like half of everybody voted. Like that's so many votes. Sorry, dude.
No. We would just but we had the binder situation, and that was bad enough. But then, some time passed, and um, then Bondi's running around telling everyone that the files are on her desk and they're getting ready to be released, and that she has tens of thousands of hours, right? We've gone over this 100 times, tens of thousand hours of footage. Um, and then all of a sudden, they didn't have the files. There is no list, right? Remember, we had all the files. All the files are on my desk. By the way, there's 6 million files. All of them are on my desk.
It's a
Um,
big desk
no, super big desk. Yeah, she had a really, really big desk.
that she was never at.
Never hit the desk because she did know the files were there, but then also there wasn't a list.
I'd
Just
get it. I'd give
that
them
was
to you if
bad
I
messaging,
were in my
probably.
office. Yeah, just
Yeah.
really bad at being a billionaire marketer.
And then of course, we covered it most recently, but she had the whether it was a Senate or a congressional hearing of some type. I don't remember specifically, but she was there. That's when she had the Dow's over $50,000, which, by the way, I don't think it's returned since. Who
It
we're
literally
talking
was only
about
for
the
that
Epstein
day,
files.
David.
The Dow was over $50,000, dude. That's a don't come back to your office situation. Like, what are you doing? But what was that? That's marketing for the Trump campaign, right? That's Team Trump, and that's why she has a cushy private sector role as she's getting fired. Trump, think of it this way: if Trump's firing her from the AG role, but then putting her on some private sector role, that doesn't mean
It's a promotion. It's kind of like when
yes,
Mark
yes.
Rassani in New York's 27th district in New York State here was voted out because the people he represented didn't like the SAFE Act, and he voted for the SAFE Act. And this is actually what caused the largest rally in the state of New York history, as far as at the capital of Albany. Anyways, he was voted out, okay, a Republican stronghold in the largest Republican voting bloc in the eastern part, northeastern part of the country. If you look at district as far as density, they voted him out. So he went from a congressman. After he got voted out, he got selected for a state judge position. So he went from a congressman being responsible to the people to a judge responsible to no people, got a pay increase, a pension increase, and better benefits. And all he had to do was
Was
sell out
sell
his
his people.
countrymen.
Yeah.
That's all you had to do. You just have to sell out their countrymen. And the thing is when it came to the guns at the time, especially people forget, David, I know you were there the whole time with me, but people forget that like this whole I think people are really kind of educated on guns and why we don't need to get rid of them now in a way that it didn't exist. And that's because of the gun control that was passed during Sandy Hook and everything. But during that time, it wasn't like common statements that people knew, like gun statistics. They're like, well, most gun crimes actually happen from people didn't know that. It was that's where the history of religion politics thing came from in this
Mhm.
podcast. They told me at those rallies, you have to educate your fellow citizen because back then we generally thought that you could talk to each other and you'd like come to an understanding, which is not where we're at now politically. But like, um, yeah, my point in saying all that is Grisani, when he was confronted by his constituents and on the radio, I'll never forget WBN, my family friend Dave Rickard, he called on air on WBN because Grisani was on and they were taking phone calls. And he called and he's like, I want to know why you infringed just a little bit on my civil liberty and not a lot more. And he's like, Sandy, I want to stay on the air because I have a follow up question for the congressman. And he had some bullshit spiel about like what's the big deal, and he actually said that like shotguns were on the SAFE Act initially, and that was bargained down and all. And he was just trying to downsell the fact that he sold us all out, and we know.
Dude,
But
the Safe Act
he,
was
the
so
way that
bad.
he
Like,
just seen no problem, he just thought the same thing like everybody else. Like no, we don't need guns to overthrow the government. It's like you don't understand. You don't understand that the Second Amendment is actually the linchpin of the Constitution because without it, it is just a metaphorical practice that we just ceremonial have rights because we have no ways of actually defending our right to free speech if I can't kill the people that can say that I don't have it or I do have it. That's literally, if you don't have the right to defend freedom, how do you have freedom? But they don't think about that because these people in the power structure are so invested. They know it's not going anywhere. So they're like, why would we overthrow the power structure? So then they just sell out the guns, they sell out the civil liberties, they sell out the freedom of speech, and then they do get promotions. So yeah, you came out, lied about Epstein, covered up for all the people that probably own the big private equity firm that you're about to go to and make bank ass money. They probably are the ones fucking the kids. And because you gave it all shut up and shut up, you're gonna get set up for the rest of your life and die a multi millionaire. And it doesn't matter what the Dow is because you look, here's the thing funny too. They only tell you the Dow thing to keep you on the hamster wheel. If you guys were all okay with just bankrupting your fucking family in that bullshit system and moving into crypto like Dave has said, or gold or assets or buying fucking something and selling it, like get out of their bullshit system. Back up your 401k with gold or your crypto, like balance it. I don't know what to do. Go talk to somebody to diversify like real rich people. They are not getting rich off the stock market, but they're telling you to hold out on the stock market. They're making hundreds of millions outpacing the stock market in the stock market. Like these people aren't doing the thing that they're telling you to keep doing. Like, oh no, the Dow is over 50,000. They don't care what the Dow is. They get paid every day. The Dow could be 0,000 and they still make $10 million. Trump makes the same money no matter what the Dow is. Don't fucking matter. But we don't live like that. I mean, shit, they made the system to keep us on the hamster wheel. The only reason people go to work is they have a house and a 401k and $1 million waiting for them when they're 75 years old. That's what they were told to do. When in theory, we've seen that it's just literally principle because it's fiat dollars, right, Dave? It's not even backed up by anything.
Mhm.
So I'm like just waiting for money that may or may not be there because you can't guarantee it because you don't even have the funds and the value. I did math today with a coworker, David, and I ran through like he asked me, we were talking about how expensive stuff was. And I
Mhm.
was like, I really wish one of my biggest arguments with minimum wage is like, instead of raising minimum wage, how would you make my money worth more? And I started, well, he's 20 years old. So I started walking him through the fact that he hasn't been around long enough to watch inflation literally infect his dollar, but he's bitching about making like $10 after taxes, which I would too if I do his job. You know what I mean? Like I'd be
Sure.
bitching too. But I was telling him, I was like, yeah, dude, when you get older, you'll realize shit about the world. And I was like, look up like all this stuff. And we basically found out that in 1920, grandpa made 50 cents. It was like 50 cents an hour, 57 cents an hour.
Mhm.
Made like $1,000 a year,
Mhm.
a year. Okay. And then I had him take 50 cents and adjust it for inflation. And it was like 986. So grandpa's 50 cents was our $10.
So it's the same money, right?
Their money, they were 10 times wealthier than I am.
Mhm.
Literally, literally, they got paid in metal. They got paid in 50-cent increments of silver and metal and gold backed certificates. Federal Reserve came out in 1920 or whatever, 1910, somewhere in there, 1901. They got 10, they were 10 times wealthier. No wonder grandma could stay home. Crazy. Could you imagine if you were 10 times wealthier?
I'd be all right.
It was when we figured I think it was like the math was like 16. Like you took our wage and times it by 16 or something to get that 50. Like however we did the math, it was like 16 or 12 times, or it was just like when you start figuring it out, and I know it seems dumb, but like when you rationalize that they're 10 times wealthier, grandpa was 10 times wealthier and nothing changed. I've worked at factories. I work a job that grandpa did. Electricity hasn't changed that much. I do the literal job grandpa did, and he was 10 times wealthier with it. Is fucking insane. Sorry, David. I know we were talking about Pam Bondi
Well, we're done. We're
getting
done talking about. We're done
oh,
talking about
okay.
Pam Bondi because we're talking about the person who's taking over Pam Bondi, which was I believe he the deputy AG underneath Pam Bondi, and
Oh, so it's the Joe Brady, Sean McDermott move here.
yeah, or the Cash Patel Dan Bongino, right? Dan Bongino was the deputy director to the Cash Patel. So what does that tell you? It's probably going to be basically the same playbook. Um, and here is, I mean here
They just drink
here
the Kool-Aid, huh?
well here's the exact here's the he was asked point blank about this, and this is just how you know this is just going nowhere.
Thank you. You said this is the end of the Epstein of your review of the Epstein files. So, just to clarify, is the public going to learn the identities of the men who abused the girls with the information that you're releasing? And if not, why not? And then I have a quick follow up.
You just baked in an assumption into your question that I have never said and I don't know to be true. Is the public going to learn about men that abuse these girls? Like, what does that mean? I mean, I don't understand what that means.
Well, I mean,
You summarized it pretty well.
the men who abused the young women through Epstein's.
Look, we said in July, and it remains as true today as it was in July. If we had information,
July.
we meaning the Department of Justice, about men who abused women, we would prosecute them, right? We talked about the work that we're doing. That's why I said that. I said this earlier. There's this
Declassified
open
documents.
assumption that somehow there's this
Built
hidden
this.
tranche of information of men that we know
Not
about
hidden anymore.
that we're covering up or that we're choosing not to
It's actually
prosecute.
not
That is not the case.
covering
I
up.
don't know whether
Told
there
us.
are men out there that abuse these women.
We know they do. We know they got abused. They got on record the one woman, actually, David, she took her own life, God rest her soul, even though her
Well, that's
dad
because
said
she was
that
hit
she
by a
would
bus,
never.
right?
But she identified him, and people didn't believe her because it was millionaires and billionaires, and that it would never happen. And then she got one of them. His name was Jeffrey Epstein. That's like where this all came. The only
Like the
reason we
files are
know
named
ab
after the guy.
the only reason we fucking know about it is because of the girl, and she's dead now. The
Yeah, Ryan,
only
but there
reason
was only
the
one. Remember,
only
it was only
reason
one
that we
guy doing
can
the abuse,
legally
man.
tie them to anything is because she got him. She got him. Gotcha, bitch. It was the one time. Gotcha, bitch. And then I bet you if you were to look into this, if we were to hire a lawyer that really actually cared about the truth, if you were to go back to that whole case and then ask that guy to see what they changed in the legal law after that to protect these people, I bet you he could find it. I bet you he could find it. He would know where to look because I bet you they changed some of these laws to make it harder to even go after them. But, dude, holy fuck. This is why I couldn't be a reporter. Also, I'd probably just bring a gun and start shooting people because it would be fucking insane to me that I can print off the fucking file of you molesting children, and then you're gonna tell me that that you're covering up. I'm not even saying you're covering up. You put the words in the guy's fucking mouth. You guys are acting. No, I'm not acting like anything. I'm acting like I read information released by the fucking government that you're cutting the feet off children, sucking their blood, fucking kids, and drinking their blood, and that you guys are all out there dick sucking each other. And then you want me to sit up here and not say fuck and be an adult while you lie to everybody. You're not just lying to me. You're lying to 380 million grown ass fucking people or people that will inherit the earth after I die. And I'm supposed to leave them with the right information to move properly in the world. And I'm getting lied to by another grown person. I don't care how fucking old you are. I'm just as an adult as you are. You're just lying to me about a thing that we caught you on that I can prove with there's literally millions of files. There's so many files. I don't know if a million pieces of paper would fit in a room.
A million
Like,
pieces of paper. What does that look like? I think we've done this before.
We did it with pictures. It was a 3-story. My
Yeah,
phone
what
with 50,000
what does
photographs is a 3-story building. How the fuck? That's photograph
what is 6 million? Let's
pieces of
say,
paper.
yeah, that's standard.
8.5 and 11.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's it even weigh?
6 million pieces of paper. I think that's the number I've remember from.
But yeah, I can prove like on how many, like how much. Runs enough. And she fucking, it wouldn't fit in a room, would it, David?
All right. I do. I think this is fresh information, Ryan. This is the first official, as far as I can tell, photograph of the paper on Pam Bondi's desk. This is kind of crazy. I can't believe Grok found this.
This is insider information that only.
There.
So
It's
I have a warehouse of paper.
It's a whole warehouse. There's a forklift and everything. This is all the evidence they don't have. Don't you think if I had evidence, I'd prosecute these people? I don't know. Did you get your forklift out and start sifting through it? Fuck
no
you.
wonder you didn't prosecute anybody. How long does it take you to read all that?
Holy shit. There is...
How big's your desk,
dude? Look at this. Dude. There it is. Pam Bondi's desk, boys.
Dude, it looks like the end of Indiana Jones. They're riding the Ark of the Covenant.
She's got no
fucking kids of paper.
She's got Pam Bondi. She's got no kids, no husband, so she's got all the time in the world to read all 6 million of these files that are on her desk right now. Currently, look at this.
You skip No, you know, I would think so.
I would like.
You have a warehouse of kid fuckers, dude.
What is?
You have a warehouse of kid fuckers, dude.
It would weigh roughly 30,000 to 40,000 pounds.
That's 20 tons of kid fucking.
20 tons. If spread out flat in a single layer, it would cover tens of thousands of square feet, multiple football fields. If loosely piled,
if I knocked over the warehouse of paper,
if loosely piled, a chaotic mountain or several large mounds could fill up a small house or garage to the roof. It's on her desk.
Dude. Dave, we should buy. How much would it cost me to buy 6 million sheets of paper?
Like, what are the files worth?
Oh my God. I want to see this. I have to visually see this in real life. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Don't you think I would prosecute the person? You got a baked-in question? Just have a fucking truckload of paper.
The paper alone would cost $80,000 to purchase.
It's more than I make in a year right now. You have the average family in America's yearly salary of paper.
Inside of files that you can't seem to find a prosecution in.
Warehouse.
You
Dude, I've
got
been
no
pulled over
case?
for an air freshener. I've been pulled over and ticketed for a license plate for not having an inspection sticker.
Nope. Don't you think if we had the information, we'd prosecute? No, I actually think the opposite of that. That's why this is a big deal.
Is why I'm like kind of baking in questions because every time I ask you, you say they're right on my desk. Dude, a warehouse of paper. Oh,
This has to like if this.
oh my! This can't die. I will
Yeah,
never.
100%. No, yeah.
It can't
This is a
die.
big deal. Like honestly, the
This is
Epstein files
really big.
are
This is the craziest thing ever.
I don't know. Like
There's a reason they're trying
if I'm
hard.
ranking all time like crazy shit, the Epstein files is so far up there.
It's bigger than aliens.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, like I think average person believed aliens before kid fucking
Well, I'm just
billionaires.
looking up at like if you're just looking at government like corruption stuff, right?
Not you think 9/11 is higher on the list or lower on the list than Epstein? Because I think 9/11 conspiracy wise, David. I think if we're listing on depopulation or the depopulation conspiracy,
Dude,
9/11. I'm not putting Epstein on here, but 9/11. Um. Oh, I just had the other one. The moon landing would be big. Flat Earth would be big. Aliens, people believe. Fuck, I just had the other one. It literally just left me.
are you looking at like just flat out like conspiracies though? Like the
Like
because I'm
ones that are like they shake the zeitgeist of like the way
sure,
that we actually view
yeah,
the world that we interact with.
that's fine. I'm looking at it more from like just a flat out like I guess morality experience like what is worse than the Epstein files? From like a morality, like you're killing people, like
The Nazi shit was pretty bad.
paperclip, like
I mean, that's what we know about. I'm sure they
sure,
helped Nazis. I'm sure
sure,
that somebody helped Nazis
yeah,
or the communists or something.
yeah. But I mean, we're talking, yeah, Nazi stuff would be bad because then you're basically just saying like, yeah, publicly, what they did was disgusting, but like privately, we really want to fly to the moon.
The Manson shit, if Manson was really working for the CIA, that's
Yeah,
really
because
bad.
that has ties to MK Ultra, right?
Yeah.
With
Planned
acid
Parenthood's
experiments
pretty bad.
on unwilling participants. That's a big deal.
Planned Parenthood's pretty bad.
My parents' put's pretty bad. I don't know, like where on the list of fucked up shit though is uh you know
Sucking blood out the cut off feet of children, fucking
yeah, I mean
underage
we're talking
girls
like
with billionaires
demonic.
while you
It's like it's pretty hard to beat this.
it, yeah, I think short of 9/11.
I would
And I'm only saying 9/11 because if you actually like look at what it did to
well
like
because then you get into civil liberty violations and
well, you got to think, David, if they were doing demonic rituals at on Epstein Island, where's the demonic ritual in blowing up not like the World Trade Centers?
yeah.
One World Trade, one world. It's just, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's conspiracy years ago. That honestly, the first conspiracy I ever seen was that in JFK. Was the video footage of the fucking plane flying in the Pentagon, and it just doesn't. There's no footage of it. Was like one of the first conspiracy, but it all went back to the devil even then. Flat Earth always led back to the devil too, which I thought was interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's up there. I mean, it's that 9/11
I just don't I guess what I'm saying like I don't
fucking dropping the atomic bombs.
that's pretty bad. I can see how you could try to justify that to people though. I guess not
Can't
saying that
justify
it's
it anymore.
yeah, I'm not saying necessarily that it's justifiable, but I could see how someone could get there at least.
Like Ben Shapiro.
If yeah, like if I'm trying to give if I'm trying to be like lenient and be graceful, I guess, and like at least give people credit even though they don't deserve it. Like I could still at least see how you could get to a point where you think it's justifiable. I think like good people could easily be talked into it. You know what I mean? But like
I think it's the good people that get talked into it first, and honestly, it's only like
sure.
this is the whole good men thing are kind of like
Mhm.
violent men, really. Like it, only like a former shitty person or like a person that knows evil is going to be like, you don't want to do that, and you're
But
not going to listen.
I
You
guess
know.
where I'm going though is like I could see how
Excuse-
you could talk somebody who is actually moral into like that. I can understand like the
Right,
logic trail and how
100%.
you can make that happen. You can't convince a good person that what Epstein was doing was okay. Like you could never get there with that person. Like, well, you know, he did it, but it's only because like you can never justify it at all. Completely unjustifiable.
It's weird that, like, to your point, Dave, that you could justify like murder,
Hmm.
right? Like a genocide. You could justify genocide,
Sure,
holocausts,
right?
even.
Because you can
You
do
could
it by
starve
like playing
millions of
teams or
people.
whatever. Sure, right?
Yeah, yeah. You can starve millions of people in
Mhm.
Ukraine. You
How
can
many? Yeah, how
call
many
them
people were
rats.
okay with what Israel was doing in
Mao
Gaza?
Zedong. Mao Zedong, fucking political power comes at the end of the gun. The one child policy, like we can
Mhm.
justify anything, but for something fucking kids, it just rubs people the wrong way.
Yeah, there's just no way
And
you can really get there on a justification.
yeah, and to be honest, Dave, there's only certain areas of the world that feel like that, and it's where Jesus touched people, David. You know, like even warlord who Muhammad there, David,
Mhm.
bedded underage people. The times were different,
Well, he
David.
did wait though. I mean, she was still underage, but he waited.
Yeah, sure. Call that grooming now. Um,
Um, Speaking of morality, do you remember we played a while back? There's a man running for governor in Florida. His name's James Fishback, and he was the one who wanted to do the 50% OnlyFans tax.
mhm.
Okay. So Piers Morgan, and I think this was today because I haven't seen anything really from this except this one clip, and I'm sure there's more out there. Um, he had James Fishback on to debate one of the OnlyFans girls. I think it says in the Sophie something, Sophie Rain, right? Yeah. Um, he had
Yeah,
him
because
on,
she would have to pay like $20 million or
Mhm.
something.
and we played this kind of like idea because this has been around for a minute now, and we kind of played it back then, and I remember thinking like, I see where he's going with it. I get it. I don't like OnlyFans. I think it's terrible. I think the OnlyFans girls are sluts. They're literally prostitutes. What they're doing isn't right, but that but that but that doesn't mean you can steal their money. Um, in my opinion. But I don't know. I'm watching this clip and it's Piers and James Fishback and Sophie Rain, and it's like I'm not saying about these people all the time, but like in this specific clip, I'm watching it and I'm like, it was a new experience for me because it was like the first time I've watched a clip and thought, "Fuck all three of these people." Like I not dude, not a single one of them am I like. And don't get me wrong, Piers Morgan's come a long way, and I think I kind of like grown to enjoy Piers Morgan a little bit.
I kind of like Piers.
But like in this
I kind
clip
of like him.
specifically, it's like, dude, fuck you, fuck this OnlyFans whore, and fuck this dude who wants to steal everybody's money. It's like fuck all three of you. I'm gonna play the clip now because I'm just watching it. It really was It was the first time I've ever watched it, and nobody won me over. Like every single person sitting on all different sides of this issue, every single one of them, I was like, Nick, just go away from me. I'm mad. James Fishback.
If you want to keep doing this, then we're going to take 50% of what you earn and we're going to use it to raise public school teacher pay. Our public school teachers are not getting paid enough. We're going to use this as a resource to fund the empowerment of young women who have signed up to do something dignified, with all due respect, unlike you, and be a public school teacher, educating, inspiring, and
Do you
motivating
know what,
the
James?
next generation.
You know what? Here's what I would say. I've got to end this debate. Here's what I would say. I've listened to both of you, and you both made good points. But honestly, that last statement you made was so pompous and patronising. Honestly, who are you to be the great moral arbiter of what young women do with themselves legally in the United States? Who are you to say if you become governor, you're going to take half her money in a state where they don't have even state
Pause
income?
it quick.
There's a real arrogance to this that
You want to keep doing this.
Oh, that was it.
No, there was more I cut back, but yeah.
It's crazy how hot women are and how hot they get. It's actually kind of startling, like how beautiful nature is, and like how, like I think a lot about the reason Medusa turns men to stone, David, in the myth is because a beautiful woman will stop you in your tracks.
Oh, I kind of always thought it
And
was like a euphemism.
well, that as well. I mean, the reason they stop you in their tracks is to eat you, you know, like suck you dry, all the snakes, right? But and when you think about all the snakes are like their different personalities in their head, right? PMS. But David, we've always like said the same thing. You know, like I don't care that you're a whore. I just don't want a whore for a daughter. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what to do about society. Like, but yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck, like I'm not calling him pompous, but it is interesting that like they're so open to be like, if you keep doing something, we're just gonna go fuck you for what? Now, see, here's the thing too, Dave. Like, I don't know if I wouldn't sell my body if I was that hot. Like, if I got approached and they're like, you can make $20 million if you just take off your clothes every other week. Like, I don't. Who the fuck am I? I don't.
Well, we've talked
I've
about this in the past,
I've
dude. Like,
never
I
been
blame the
offered that
OnlyFans.
deal ever.
I've blamed the OnlyFans thing from the get go on weak men, 100%. That's not to like, say women aren't responsible at all who do this. I think, like I said, they're whores.
No,
They're
it's the mental
prostitutes.
health of men. It's the lack of mental health and the lack of purpose of men have
Mhm.
perpetuated this. And
Mhm.
and the system knows this and they've got you addicted, big pornography and all that shit. I've been proud. We've all talked about it. We're all guys. We've all fucking dealt with it. Like, and this is like the war of our time. The great war, the great world war of our time, if we don't get drafted, is fucking fighting the dopamine war. You know, the soldiers are them taking their clothes off. You know, and like I've been saying at work, like, because I heard a lot of, construction and the military kind of line up very well, David.
Mhm.
When you look at what you actually do, like I dig holes and pull wire. There's no difference in digging holes and putting a body there. Heavy equipment. I do dangerous shit. I swing from ropes. Like I wear the same harnesses that they do when you parachute. Um, and I was telling the guys I work with today, I said the only difference between this and Iran is you get a gun in Iran. And it's weird to think that at 35 years old that they increased the draft age for a reason. You know, and then here we are, we're watching a girl make $20 million to take off her clothes. We're seeing government officials talk about it. Trump was bragging about the White House ballroom actually has a bunker under it, and the military is building it. And he showed the picture in the middle of talking about war, like Nero building his castle in the fucking hills, like I told you guys about. It literally happened. I have to get drafted. I have to then sit here and worry about online horrors. And what's really bullshit is, David, I would have to go. Who are you going to send? The guy that can't run and is addicted to porn? I have to go. I have to go because I'm educated. I have to go because I'm capable. Me knowing electricity is a benefit to the fucking military in a war zone. So I have to go while you get to sit here and jerk off to Sophie Rain because you're mentally unstable, because you have anxiety, because your dad left you. I got to go bail you out. And the educated people become officers, David. I have to go lead men to die in a war that I know they're going to die. But let me guess, when I get back, I won't get nothing for it, though. That's what I've
Ryan
been
will
thinking
probably have a
about.
very healthy 401k. I'm sure they'll contribute to it for you.
I've been actively thinking about it since they raised the draft age. I've been actively thinking about that scenario.
You know what's funny? I haven't thought about it once. Other than just like the headline came out and we kind of talked about it. But I've considered it zero, to be honest with you. I'll say
I
this.
work.
Fuck you, I'm not going. Put me in jail.
I'm not.
Put me in
I'm
jail.
not. I'm not
I'm not
necessarily
scared.
going.
To be clear, I'm
But
not
I work with
scared to go.
20-year-olds.
I don't believe in it. Put me in jail. I don't care. Fuck you. I voted for the we're not going to war guy. What happened to that? It's just a coincidence that somebody tried to kill him, assassinate him
But
3
David,
times, and
what are you
now
gonna
he's
do when they
pro-war.
blow up an air base on American soil or fucking blow a school up? Or
I
they
don't think.
fly airplanes into
Well,
buildings,
what's wrong? Their
David?
Google Maps isn't up to date, Ryan. I don't think enough people have mentioned this. Dude, Trump was the drain the swamp, no new wars guy.
Yep. Yep.
There was 3 assassination attempts on his life, and all of a sudden he's the let's go to war, and like he's the pro swampy guy. He's the fucking like. Is that supposed to be a coincidence? Are we supposed to believe that's a coincidence? We're supposed to believe that he was drained the swamp. Then the election was stolen from him. Then someone tried to kill him, and now he wants to go to war. And we're supposed to believe it's all coincidental. All those things all just happen to happen. I don't know, man. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not. I don't think
I
it's.
work with
To be honest with you,
20-year-old
I don't think
men.
it's going to happen. But
I work with 20, 23-year-olds. All young, got the whole life ahead of them. And I actively think about, because like I said, construction's a lot like the military. And this is only because that's what guys in the military have said. Like, not that I've met them personally, but from just like collaborating, like, they kind of kept the guys busy from Vietnam and war and World War II. Like, they kept them busy by giving them shit to build when they went back home.
mm-hmm.
And it kept them out of like fucking having PTSD in the middle of fucking, pushing a grocery store shopping cart or something, like, and kept the world moving. And like, we'll be driving around, and I say all the time that we get rotated out just like the military. Like, apprentices will come and go, or like one day you'll just get different orders and you'll be like, you show up to this job site today.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally orders, like I have a ranking like in the military. And I just think about like how if like Dave, I guess I know it's my experience, but like in the 80s and shit, like imagine being 20 Vietnam, or the 70s, and Vietnam happens and then you have to go to war. When you would initially, after you graduated high school, you were gonna fall in love with your girlfriend, you were just gonna have kids, and you were just gonna go work at the local factory and raise kids, and then now you're in the jungle because someone said so. And then here we fucking are. I'm literally right there. I told you, Dave told you, we told you. Not that we're prophets, but it's like, hey man, I think this is World War III. In February, it was a year, 3 years ago, February 20-ish, 22nd, 23rd of 2023. What more pretext do we need? You're raising the draft age. I don't even know when the last time they did that. It might have been when the last time they had a draft. They haven't declared war officially since World War II, but they can raise the draft age.
Well, let's see. The United States hadn't had an active military. No. I want to see last times they. The U.S. military draft has not been active since 1973, and there have been no raises to the draft. I guess I should have said enlistment age because it's going to try to correct me. Here are the last 5 notable times the military raised the maximum enlistment age for voluntary recruits, Ryan, of course. 2026, which is what we're talking about, it was the Army, of course. 2023, the Air Force and Space Force went to 42, Ryan.
So I can join Space Force till 42?
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's go space. 22, the U.S. Navy went from 39 to 41. 06, the Army raised maximum to 42. Wait, then they lowered it back down. It was then lowered back to 35 and 16. Earlier 2000s. So it's like literally every time they need somebody, right? That's what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah, that's why it's like that.
I mean, you don't do it for fun.
Is this a hit? Yeah, is this a historical indicator that we are in some type of soft war? We don't call them wars anymore. We call them.
Well,
I think Trump said it was an excursion.
Performing operations for most of my
Operation
life.
Iraqi Freedom, David. Iraqi Freedom, but got ours to
the
give
fact that you can
freedom.
call something an operation instead of a war and then not have to have it declared by the fucking Congress is fucking asinine. I mean, a strike is one thing, but decades-long operations doesn't have
20
to have
years
Congress
in Iraq
involved. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah. 20-year war.
I don't need Congress. It's just an operation.
It's clandestine Black Ops operation. Weirdo husband crossdresser. Who's that? Noam Chomsky. What's her fucking name? Did we talk about
Noam
this?
Chomsky. It is Christy Noam.
That's the one. That's the one. I knew there was a gnome in there. Simply exquisite, boys. It's always the ones preaching Jesus that are taking it in the ass.
Oh, she takes it in the ass too.
Probably. Yeah, I only say that because they're literally like, this is the shit Dave and I always talk about, how like these fucking people are psychopathic power freaks and they tell you that you can't do all this shit. Meanwhile, they're literally doing all the stuff that they tell you not to do because they're fucking corrupt.
Yeah,
it's
like
projection.
Perfect
they
example,
tell you to
James
not do
Fishback.
something.
James Fishback, dude, let me see his finances. That fucking guy is sending money to OnlyFans. I swear to God.
Probably.
I'll bunch him myself. I will drop that fucking guy myself. You're gonna fucking run around, tell everyone you're gonna steal half their money, and then you're giving them fucking half your money anyway. Fuck you.
Yeah, probably. He probably has prostitutes.
Guaranteed.
That's probably why he's mad at OnlyFans model, because the girls didn't have
respond to his messages.
The in-person prostitutes are charging more money, probably.
Dude, that guy 100% on OnlyFans. He's a fucking dork. There's no way he's out getting laid like a fucking real person.
Unless he's getting interviewed by James O'Keefe, dude. Yeah, I wonder if he's like told the girl, like, dude, look, if it gets juicy enough, you got to smash him. You know? Like, dude, we're talking about intergalactic global pedophiles. You got to smash.
Yeah, you got to do whatever it takes to get the lead.
Like, wait, that's what they did on the island. It's so fucked up. The world is crazy. I sent you the thing that like we were only allowed to care about so many people before you just like fuck that, not my problem. Did I send you that video?
Yeah.
There's an evolutionary thing that humans can only like handle like 150 to 200 people in their tribe, and then after that, it's so big that like you have to have like We have boundaries biologically, basically, in our psyche that is like, I can only worry about these 100 people. The 101 person starving is not my problem because I only have limited energy.
Well, yeah, like, so to be
Tribes
clear,
were smaller,
that doesn't mean like you don't like.
care.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you don't have like moral like feelings for these people. It doesn't mean you want to see people starve, but like how much you'll actually do to prevent someone from starving. Like you can only, I think it's like literal biological limitation. Like I can literally only do so much.
Yeah, it's kind of like the idea that you're a communist with your family, and then as you go up in the power structure, you decentralize power. You
Mhm.
know, like you're an anarchist at the global level, but you're a communist at the family level.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it's always like that. Yeah, it's those people. And then I didn't finish my thought the other day, but I'll just summarize it. I know I went on my psychosis at the end there. What I meant to say is I think people go into psychosis because what's happening is since you're not under the influence of drugs like some of these other things that people have like, tripped out and seen the DMT aliens or they've done this meditation and slowly raised, right? Like they didn't you're getting the end result without doing the math, right? Like you got the equal sign without doing plus minus division before. And that's why it breaks your psyche. Is because like you don't go through the gateways to prime yourself to allow it to go through you, right? So it's more intense and it comes onset. And I think what happens is your brain just breaks because we can't conceptualize reality as it is. So the only reality you conceptualize is the one that you care about, which is why you negate everything else you don't care about. So when you're forced to take on everything, because if we are all one collective hive mind and we're all gods on earth experiencing other godly things in a godly notion, in a godly manner, in a godly metaphysically connect, like if we're all metaphysically connected, our minds can't handle the collective mind. So when you start channeling the collective mind, it breaks your individual mind. And that's what I think a psychosis is. And it's not that it's not real or that what they're experiencing isn't real. It's not, but the psychosis is that it's basically wearing the sunglasses with half on and half on lenses. And we can't handle that as meat sacks. Your spirit is trying to show your meat what it is, and it can't. And that's why we call it faith. So I only wanted to just round it out because I don't even remember how I ended it. I was trying to scramble and everything happened. But when I sat here, I was just reminded that, like, I think it's just worth mentioning in the day and age that they're trying to force you into psychosis is that the thing that's helped me stay even keel is knowing that everything's all right, right? Like that we are spirits, we are souls, we are here for a reason. Like there's a lot of peace in that. So I don't know. Until next time, Dave Ryan, December 17th, 73. Catch us on Rumble. Greatest podcast ever. Greatest podcast host.
Thanks,
And
man.
you are not going to tell me that we have information that we would not act upon unless it filled a fucking warehouse.
That's right.
Assholes.